All right, guys, looks like we got something else on the line here. And it's so fun being on this pole. It's got so much movement. All right, let's go, let's go. Oh, nice.
Some fish are legendary, some are sacred, and some will test everything you've got. Across North America, indigenous tribes have fished these waters for centuries, carving traditions, ceremonies, and survival from every catch. Now, we travel deep into their ancestral homelands to uncover stories behind the fish that shape their cultures, and catch some absolute giants along the way. From the raging rivers of the Pacific Northwest to the untouched lakes of the Great Plains, we're hooking into monsters that fed generations and diving headfirst into the traditions that keep them alive today. I'm Robert Jacobo, and this is Indigifish, Tribal Tales. Are you ready to chase something big?
All right, guys, we're back at it. We're here in the harbor today, Kings Harbor, over in Redondo Beach, a little ways away from the pier. And if anything, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna fish on the actual harbor side of the jetty wall here. So we actually only brought out one pole today, the Lindsay, right? The Symetra pole and Symetra reel by Shimano. And so we're gonna fish in this jetty area, right? And usually what I see are things like black perch, some little minnows and stuff. There's some calico bass and stuff like that in there. And we're gonna see what we can go ahead and get. Now, it's a beautiful day. High tide is coming in roughly about 12 to 12:15, I believe it is. And so I'll just have to double check that in a minute, but not while I'm on these rocks. And so we're positioning ourselves right in front of that high tide. So as the water begins to rise, once again, fish start to come into different zones. They start to get a little bit more frantic and a little bit more hungry and happy. And so we want to position ourselves to take advantage of that. Now, I did not come out here with any bait. So what I'm actually gonna do is, today is a 100% lure and plastics day. So I'm gonna just go ahead and use lures. And then also too, I have a couple of plastic rat tails by Power Bait that I'm gonna go ahead and use. Really gonna kind of start targeting those black perch. I'm also, because of the fact that the water's a lot more calm here, especially on the inside of the jetty, I'm gonna use my Carolina rig, right? So last episode, Carolina rig just was not holding up within the surf, and for good reason. Those waves do have a lot of power into it. And if anything, if I'm gonna set up that kind of rig, what I need to remember is maybe we just need to go ahead and utilize a really heavier weight than what we were using, which was a 3/4 ounce sinker, right? So, but today we have the 3/4 ounce sinker on, but as you can see, there's virtually no waves out there, right? So we're gonna go ahead and use that Carolina rig for what it is right now. We're also gonna try to go on an adventure and get as far down as we comfortably can on this jetty. Obviously, the closer we can get over there to that bait barge, I'm gonna assume the better the fishing might just be. So if anything, guys, I'm gonna concentrate on my walk here, and we're gonna go ahead and get going. So I'll talk to you soon. All right, guys, so it's getting pretty intense now. And I gotta say, if you got a weak stomach or immune system, probably not the favorite place to be. Look at this, man. We can see all kinds of seagull crap, and you're just getting all kinds of stuff all over the place. Tons of rocks down there, so that's obviously not a favorable fishing spot for our setup. But I mean, you got all kinds of seagull poop, and we don't really want to get our hands on it if we can avoid it. And also, we just talked to a buddy back there, and he was telling me that he got a barracuda and a calico bass today. So that might be something that we want to explore as well. Now, I definitely don't have the rig to where I'm set up for that type of action, right? If a barracuda gets on my line, he's ripping right through that, no problem. Same with, you know, a big, large bass. You know, I really came out here for a little bit of relaxation, maybe to catch some smaller fish and stuff. Obviously, we always want to catch the big ones if we can land them. But today, we might just be kind of dragging along bottom and seeing what we can grab just off of the Carolina rig that we got. Oh man, this is like an obstacle course. Okay guys, but I just wanted to give you an update. We're not even to the fishing spot just yet. So we're still going. It's sure a long walk, you know, but you know, we may go over to the ocean side, right? Because it's not really anything crazy. We could possibly work bottom and see what's going on. There's not too much kelp or anything. There's some kelp over there, but nothing really right in front of us. We just got to concentrate on staying off of those mussel beds there, because those would chew right through our line. But we're getting closer and closer to this live bait barge. So the closer we get to that, I'm gonna assume that we may just find more fish, more action, more predatory species that are gonna be willing to have a good time and chase our lures. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna get back to this because it is definitely challenging my brain right now just to stay concentrated and come out of here unscathed. So, all right, guys, stay tuned. All right, guys, I think we found our spot. We're not gonna necessarily go all the way to the tippy point, but I've been looking at down here, right around in this area, and I've been seeing some fish flashes. There's definitely some Garibaldi and stuff like that hanging around. Now, obviously, those are cool. It's the California state fish though, so I'd rather not hook into those if we can avoid it. I got some bait fish that are swimming around right here, little minnows, and I also saw what appeared to be a bigger bass kind of flash itself over that way. And so we are right in front of the live bait station. And so let's see what we can do. What we're gonna do is take this little trail of rocks down here, try not to get too dirty and filthy, coming down, land on that red rock right down there, and then fish off that ledge, and then kind of fish in that direction, dragging forward. Now, you see a lot of rocks, but right beyond those rocks, it looks like a nice bed of sand. So that's something that I definitely want to fish and put my lures and stuff like that right into. You can see a couple bait fish coming to the top and stuff. So hopefully we get a little bit more action than not. So let's see what we can do. And if we need to move, we can always move. So stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, so we're down here. We are gonna be fishing off this little area right here. I see some Garibaldi. I have a lot of just kind of eyes on different fish, right? Bait fish. I saw some bass in here. I'm gonna go ahead and use my little jig here. Now it's kind of like a rattle trap, but for the most part, has that nice swim action. You guys can get a little closer view here. Now I have like a little chasm down here. And bear in mind, guys, it is hot out here today. It is definitely humid. I'm sweating all over the action cameras, all over the microphone, so hopefully we can keep this stuff going. But beautiful day. Now, I will attest to this. The stench out here, definitely testing, right? It is something that does not smell good. I actually have a dead seagull that's not too far away from me. And then another one that's actually like kind of a little ways down this way. So, I mean, it just is what it is. This is, you know, a part of fishing. But yeah, I wouldn't want to stay out in this specific area for too long. So here's hoping that I catch a fish here pretty quick, so that way we can go ahead and move on to a different spot. Like I said, we were thinking about kind of getting out to that other area on the ocean side of things. So if we can do that, that'd be pretty nice too. So right now, what I'm using as far as this jig, it is attracting some fish. It looks like some perch were on there. Now, I went to go look in my bag, guys, and that power bait that I was talking about earlier with the little rat tails, I must have forgotten it in the garage or something, because I went to go look in my bag and it was nowhere to be found. So that just sucks, but you know, mistakes, they get made. That's what happens when, you know, you're a little bit of a rush to get out there and you're not paying attention to all the details. So, you know, that's on me. But, you know, we're out here, we still have other tools to work with. So let's see if we can't get something on the line here shortly, and get something starting to be more attracted to this lure. I saw one fish trailing it so far. I might even break out a Castmaster just to kind of go from there. Castmasters tend to work pretty well. The guy that was fishing on the other side, he's using what appeared to look like some crocodile lures. So those are for saltwater striped bass, right? And he says that he's been fishing the beach for like a year, and during the winter and fall, that it kind of just like picked up for him from there. So that might be something that we start to explore as well, is getting more in tune with targeting those striped bass and really picking up maybe some lessons, you know, from our dear beloved YouTube University. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna get back to it. When I get something on the line here, I'll let you know, or even at a midday sesh, just let you know what's going on and let you know also too what lures that we're using. So anyways, guys, take care and stay tuned. All right, guys, so we've been hitting it. We've changed the different lures and stuff like that multiple times. You know, just nothing going on this particular spot. So we're gonna pack it up here. We're gonna move to a different spot and see if we can't get something going there. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so we're out here on the jetty still. We decided to come on the ocean side of it just to see what we can do. I see some Garibaldi down here and stuff. We're using a Castmaster, nice little small jig, and you know, just gonna throw it down there, see what we can go and come up with. Now, we haven't caught anything. We didn't catch any perch or anything on the other side. Once again, accidentally left my my little rat tails over at the garage. So, you know, it is what it is. It's just a mistake made by myself. But, you know, we're kind of just getting the handle of, you know, finessing the jig and everything like that. So we're gonna keep working on that stuff and, you know, see if we can't come up with something. And who knows, maybe we might end up getting something on the line where we just weren't expecting it. But until then, guys, stay tuned. All right, guys, so we're out here still on the jetty on the ocean side, right? And definitely being humbled today. So we came out with a big, massive catch yesterday. But the thing was, that was on bait, right? That was on sand crabs or squid or anchovies. And right now, we're working finesse lures, we're working jigs, we're working plastics, hard plastics, soft plastics, and we're trying to see if there's something out there that we can go ahead and lure in. And right now, it's just not having it, right? We are just not lucking out. If anything, we're striking out a lot. And on top of that, I've lost a couple lures, and it's just kind of like, dang. You know, it really brings it back because, you know, I'm not saying just anybody can do bait fishing, but when you come out here and you're looking to use lures and soft plastics and stuff like that, it's a different type of experience that it's something that you have to practice at, right? So something that you have to get used to, and something that you have to research a little bit more. So right now, I'm gonna keep fishing it. I'm gonna keep practicing a little bit more. But for the most part, my expectations for today have been lowered and humbled so much just because of the fact that, like, I am not seeing really anything other than Garibaldi really moving kind of near me. And yeah, I can't even get those guys to take a look at my bait. So to take a look at my lure. Now I'm seeing a whole bunch of bait fish kind of like in this area, splashing up against the wall, against the jetty and stuff like that. You can see them jumping, you can see their bodies flashing. I want to research that more, see what that means and what I should switch up to if I'm seeing that. Or if you guys have any suggestions as well, I would love to hear from you guys too, to see what is it, you know, when you're seeing bait fish in the water, what is it that you should be going after, or what is it that you should be using as far as lures and stuff in order to be successful. So I'm gonna keep fishing it, guys. I'm gonna keep going, but right now it's just not looking very promising for today. But you know what? We're out here, we're having ourselves a good time, and if anything, like we're here to do the work. So anyways, stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, so no fish yet. They're out there. I'm just not using the right methods. Please, someone tell me what's up, because I definitely want to become a little bit more successful at this. But made it to the point here at the end of the jetty, and that definitely is a journey for sure, to cover all of that ground over there. Like that's huge, and to do it on the rocks. I mean, I know you guys could see possibly the ones with the kayaks that are right next to me, but to do that on the rocks is definitely something else. So I'm gonna go to the tippy point of these rocks and fish off the edge here and see if we can't come up with something else, because this is the other side of the pier, right? And typically we see mackerel and stuff like that. So working this spoon, you know, I should be able to see some predatory fish chasing it, but I must just not be working it right or something else. But anyways, I want to get to the edge of this, work it a little bit, and then we'll call it a day from there, whether we get a fish or not. So it's definitely been an adventure. I mean, this is the first time I've ever been to this point, and you know, like now I could say that I put in the work, put in the time to get here. So it's just another great thing to be able to explore this type of stuff too, whether you get a fish or not. So anyways, guys, thankful for it, gratitude always. So let's get out there, let's continue some fishing, and let's see if we can't get something on the line. So stay tuned, guys. All right, guys, so tippy top works. Came out, I believe this is a small juvenile calico bass, and but I'm gonna double check it on Google and stuff. I'll make sure I put it right there for you guys, so that way we get the actual correct name for it and stuff like that. But came out to the very tip of the jetty and ended up catching it right over there. Felt it just hit my line, and I was like, oh my gosh, we didn't skunk out today. Heck yeah. So remember, we can only ask for one, right? And that one happened to be this small juvenile. Remember, it's humbling us because of the fact that, you know, we're learning how to work these jigs. So let's get this guy back in the water. He suffered enough for sure, but we're gonna go ahead and get him back in the water and get him back on his way. So stay tuned, guys. We're gonna fish it a little bit more, but no skunk today. All right, guys, looks like we got something else on the line here. And it's so fun being on this pole. It's got so much movement. All right, let's go, let's go. Oh, nice. All right, now I believe this one is a barred bass, so I'll have to double check that. But heck yeah, guys, we went from a skunker to a clunker here. Look at this guy. This guy is pretty big. Don't want to get stuck by that hook. Now, I'm not worried about his mouth. He doesn't really have teeth or anything like that, so I'm not worried about that. But look at that bass, guys. I'm gonna get the actual name for him and make sure that I put him up there for you guys. So we got ourselves a nice little bass right off the lure there, that spoon. And so we're gonna go ahead and get this guy back in the water. But wow, what a beauty, right? This guy is beautiful. He's got those dorsal spines right there. right up on the top. Those are a defense mechanism. They're not poisonous or venomous or anything like that, but definitely some good eating for sure. And if I was in the mood to go ahead and take this guy home, I definitely would be looking at checking regulations and stuff to see what size it was to be able to take it home. And you know what I'll do? Right up here in the corner, we'll put to see what the regulation size is for these guys to go ahead and take home, and if you can take them home. So anyways, guys, say toodaloo to that guy. That was a nice little fight. There we go. We got him off in a good way. So let's keep going, guys. All right, guys. So we ended up getting stuck down there on something, and it broke off my spoon, unfortunately. But hey, I've never been to this spot. We reached the point. I'm super stoked about it. Look at this view, and like everybody over there that's fishing off the pier right now is just like, damn, that guy's got it all to himself over there. And you're dang right, I do got it all to myself over here. It's really awesome. I can't wait to come back out here and try it some more. There's tons of bait fish, like right all in here, right? You could see a school of them right now. I have my polarized glasses. I don't know if you guys can see them or not. Let's see if we can't get a little bit closer, right? We got a whole school of them right there. And I'm just like, dang, because you do have stuff that's feeding on them. Those little white flashes, you know, those are fish that are coming through and feeding on those things. So, I mean, I want to stay out here longer, but guys, I got to get back to work, do some more stuff. And, you know, also too, I want to get back on YouTube, study up a little bit about how to be using these lures and stuff like that. So that way we come out here a little bit more educated on it and, you know, just kind of enhancing our fishing repertoire, so to speak. So anyways, guys, I've had a great day. We caught 2 fish today. I'm gonna make sure I get those descriptions to you guys so that way we know exactly what they were. We have Redondo Beach in the background. We got the pier in the background. We got the harbor over here. And we also said it to ourselves at the very beginning that we wanted to reach this point. We didn't catch fish at our first stop. We didn't catch fish at our second stop. It wasn't until we got to this point where we caught our first fish. So guys, it just pays to stick out to your goals and make sure that you accomplish the things that you set out to accomplish. So anyways, I'm gonna take off. Take care, guys, and have a good one. Take care.